Hello viewers, and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship in the Porsche Cup taking place at Brands Hatch. As we know, this track can be a little bit difficult, I think it's fair to say, and especially being in the Porsche, anything can happen. Let's have a quick look at the table. Again, I'm only doing the top 10, just so you can see where things are currently at. Seems to be a pattern emerging with Mr. Bourne. Everything he touches he seems to win. David Noble second and Derek Bird in close third, and then we've got Dave Thompson in fourth, and Lars and Dave actually also very close together. Then got Andrew Ambro and Steve Howells and Jeremy Arrobas close together, as are David Gerrard and Kevin Torrance. There's 20 races on track today, so I think it's going to be, certainly for this track, it's going to be a challenge all the way through. So what we'll do is we'll go to qualification. And we're currently running on board with David Gerrard. What I'll do is I'll find Lars. Has Lars gone out yet? No, Lars is still in the pits. And I'll do a track guide with David Gerrard. Obviously, he's coming back end of his lap at the moment, so I'll go with him in a second. Hi to Krista. Hi Terry. Hi Jorgen. Hi Peter. Hopefully you can have a good piece of entertainment. I've got something up my sleeve today, which hopefully A, will work, and B, you'll enjoy. So here he comes, he's coming over the straight now, and this takes him towards the right-hander, which is Paddock Hill Bend, and the track's set up in such a way that it grips towards the bottom. A lot of people back out, but actually there the car grips. This now takes us down to Pilgrim's Rise, and then into the well-known Druids. And as we come down here, we're coming into Graham Hill Bend, which is a bit of a tricky left-hander, to be honest. You want to get the car to drift a little bit, but not too far onto Cooper Straight. And then the difficult to navigate Surtees. Again, get the wrong speed, the wrong angle, you'll struggle in this corner. And get the power down as much as possible without spinning the back end out. And then it's flat out now as we come down the little ditch into Pilgrim's Drop. And then we'll come back up again as we enter Hawthorne's Bend. A corner you're starting slow, but power out as you get round the corner more and more. And then we're on the Derek Minter Straight and coming into Westfield Bend at this point. Coming now into Dingle Dell. And then the right-hander here where you can cut the corner is Sheen's. And you can see there we've got a car off David Noble. Oh, he's just managed to avoid that. And that takes us into left-hander of Sterling's. Down into Clearways. You'll get the car to the left-hand side, braking at the 100 marker board. The number 1 marker board. And then taking himself right into Clark Curve, easing off the power, then putting the power down gradually onto the Brabham Straight. And that is a lap of the very short Brands Hatch. I think it's one of the shorter tracks, actually. We've got Danny Roy. That's a new name I've not seen before. Go-Kart 55. Aaron Shannon. Ah, I think I knew Danny Roy is then. Apparently, Danny, you're not allowed to mention birthdays or anything this time. I'm under strict instructions. No birthdays. I wasn't under instruction from Aaron that if you started mentioning birthdays, you'll be booted. If that's who I think it is, anyway. So a bit of a giggle there for you, shall we say? So let's talk about Aaron. Let's jump on board with Aaron and see how he gets himself going. So we're on board with Aaron Shannon now, one of our Canadian contingent. You just see the back of the car just a bit loose. He was battling with it. Very delicate into the corners there, and he's very reluctant to put the power down early to get the power, to get the acceleration. He's obviously still finding his lap here, so I'd expect him to go up in the timing charts. This is his first hot lap, I believe. I'm just going to see if it's still a valid lap, but he's quite down some time. So I think this is where he's feeling for the lap as it stands at the moment. Let's see what he does. Okay, so that was a 1:32. That's put him into 8th place. No mean feat, that's not a bad starting lap, that. As he starts juggling with the car and learning the car. I'm going to jump on board with Mr. Eklund. I did mention Mr. Eklund before. And what I'll do is I'll run on board with Mr. Shannon. And I will show you Mr. Shannon in the window, just so you can see what Aaron's doing and how Aaron's doing in relation to his car. So you can see beauty's technology today. I've got window in window, so I can see 2 events going on at any point in time. So I'll just jump to the bonnet of Aaron so we can see exactly what Aaron's driving at this point in time. And I'll pick 2 separate cars for 2 separate laps, so we get to see 2 cars qualifying in effect. You see there, Terry Howard's just put a 1:27.9 in. Who's going to get pole? Difficult one. Possibly John Saunders, possibly Lars, possibly Terry, possibly Chris Bourne. Any of the above. You know how these guys race, and you can see there Lars has absolutely binned it, so Lars isn't going to go any faster. And there you go, John Saunders with a 1:26.9. That is absolutely lightning. And is Aaron Shannon going any faster? I'm just looking for him in the timing charts. No, he's not. He's keeping consistent with his lap time, and he's now into another lap. So I'm going to switch Aaron's cam to Terry Howard. We can see Terry Howard and John Saunders, who are currently first and second on the what will be the provisional grid. The big screen as it stands is John Saunders. The little window is Terry Howard. You just get to understand how they're taking the corners differently. Terry's coming. I'm just trying to work out where Terry is actually. Terry's coming towards him. He's just got a bit wide there, but his lap's still valid. He's 1/10 up. He's still a second down on John Saunders here. So he's going for a good lap. It's Howard, but it's only a good lap for himself. Dave Thompson's also putting some fast laps in now as well. So Saunders is down, so I'm going to jump on board with Dave Thompson. There's been contact between Aaron and David Noble on track. And this, I'm going to jump on. There's no one actually on flies at the moment. Let's jump on board with Steve Howells. And there's Steve Howells, bottom right window. So he's currently up by half a second, so he's not doing too bad. And we can see that Dave Thompson's put it into the pits, and John Saunders is now on an absolute flying lap. But let's just watch John Saunders for a bit. See how he puts this lap together. Really good to get the power down. He has binned his lap there, and you can see he's just gone off track. Let's go up on board with Gerrard. Gerrard is currently 10th, he's 3/10 up. If he can carry on with this, it'll take him to a 1:29.3, which will move him up to 8th position. He's 4/10 up, so 1:29.2. Yeah, he's not going to gain anything as it stands. He needs to be a good half a second or more up to even break into that 7th position. He needs 7/10. So he's looking at a couple of places here. Gerrard just gets out of his way there as a result of the blue flags, which is gentlemanly. One of the key elements of eSeniors, and Mr. Gerrard there in the PWS car, preciouswashers.co.uk. Also Syndeo, which is sendeo.world, and Aqua Green, who are our main sponsors of eSeniors, for which we're truly grateful. And obviously everybody who makes donations as well. Without everybody participating, our sponsors and donators, we wouldn't be able to provide what we provide. So thank you very much for that. I'm going to jump back to Steve Howells. Steve Howells is 3/10 up, and looks like that was Mr. Bourne behind him. He's lost 2/10 there now. He's not going to gain, and he's lost the back end of that car. So you can see just how tricky this car is on track, and you know how people are suffering with it. So on board with Lars Eklund now, and I'm going to jump on with David Gerrard. Put David Gerrard in the mini map so you can see how his lap's doing. So this is David Gerrard, the 986 car, and the main screen is Lars Eklund, which is the 696 car. So just to confuse the numbers, 986 and 696, very, very close together. If you haven't done already, like and subscribe. Let's get them numbers up. Let's get the viewers up. If you've got relatives, family or friends, get them to like and subscribe too. Let's make eSeniors one of the best in the world for senior racing. So Lars is 1:27.6, so he's still nearly a second off the pace with John Saunders. John Saunders is looking good here, but Lars has got purple sector 1. He's currently with the purple sectors in 1, but John Saunders is going quicker again. David Gerrard is back on a lap again. He did actually move up the table. Looking actually where he is. He gained a couple of places, as you can see. Lars has binned it again. Let's go to Mr. Thompson and Mr. Bird. So Bird 701. Trying to work out whether he's got a flappy bonnet there or not. It looks like he's got a bit of a dodgy bonnet. Yeah, he's hit something, Mr. Bird. And the main screen is Mr. Thompson. So we're riding on board with Mr. Thompson. We'll bring Derek Bird off at the moment, as he got a bit of a flappy bonnet. I don't think he's going to go any faster there. What happened with Chris Bourne? He got airborne. I don't know. Now at 21 on the server, so we've had Bruce Hopkins has just joined. It might be Bruce joining caused a bit of a lag. I'm not saying that's the case, but it could have been. I'm going to jump on board with Andrew Ambro because he's up as well. He's in 13th at the moment, and he's just moved up a single place. Next driver who's going quickest is David Noble. He's usually got green. He's just managed to keep that on track, but he did lose time. You can see he's overcorrected, and he's lost all his time. He was quickest on track. He's 1/10 up at the moment. This is going to put him potentially one place further forward in front of Billy Stewart. And he's lost his time. He's gained it again. He needs to get that power down. Otherwise he's going to lose out to Billy Stewart here. We've got 3 minutes of qualifying left to go. And off he goes. And he's just done it. Just in front of Billy. With Dave Thompson. He's 1/10 up at the moment. He needs a good couple of tenths actually. He needs a good 2 or 3 tenths. He's 2 tenths up at the moment. He's 3 tenths up. But he's just spanned his lap by going off track. So Aaron Shannon towards the back of the grid. His best is a 131.8. He's 2 tenths up at the moment. He's going for a 138.6. That won't better his position on track, but it just solidifies where he is because the Don Harvey who's behind him is also looking quick as well and looking to take that position off him actually. So I think it's going to be quite interesting. Jeremy is 3 tenths up, so he's not doing too bad at the moment. Is Jeremy? You see that he's in the mini map there, car number 88. Aaron is nearly a second up now, so this is going to move him up into it's only going to move him up into one position, believe it or not. He needs to gain a lot more time into this corner if he can, because the gap between him and 16th is quite significant. He's having a damn good go at it. So this takes him 30.8, 30.6 sorry, 30.597. Yeah, it moved him up one place. Well done, Aaron. Good like that. Don Harvey, aka Woolly Pie, I believe. He's also on a flying lap. He's half a second up, 7, 8. Oh, and he's lost the back end, and he's also binned it. Ricard Weston, 2 tenths up, 128.6 is his best. He's now 3 tenths up, and he's just gained a position into 7th place. Dave Thompson, halfway through, he's like 3/4 through his lap. He's currently 2 tenths up. This is to give him 3rd place, and as Terry's in the pits, it will give him 3rd place on the grid. Unfortunately, he's lost a bit of time. He really needs to get some power out of this car. I don't know if he's going to get a good enough tow out of Becker in front of him, but he's 1/10 down at the moment. So he's a 10th up, but he's lost it all now. So he's looks like he can do another lap. He's gained a 10th, 2 tenths. He's got great acceleration here. He's going to do it, and he's just done it. So he's managed to get 3rd place. Now has he got another lap in him here? Be interested if he's got another lap in him. So Andrew Ambro, oh, I was just about to say he was on a good lap as well. He's just jumped forward, and he's going again. So Andrew is looking to get into the 10th, at least 11th place, and he's losing his lap there. He needs to get the part, and Noble's gone in front of him, and that's going to be a spoilt lap, unfortunately. Bit of a collision there, so not much we could really do with that. So I think we're going to come to a close very, very shortly. Lars is going quicker, well, was going quicker, but he's significantly off the pace here. He's a good half second off the pace from John Saunders. So interesting top 5. Got Saunders, Lars, Thompson, Chris Bourne and Terry Howard putting his nose in there. As we know, Terry drives the Porsche really, really well. Lars is 2 tenths up here. David Gerrard is a second up. He's going for a 128.7. That'll move him a good proportion of places if he can keep it on track. Lars has lost time. Let's go to David Gerrard. So David Gerrard is 9/10 up, so he's going for a 128.8, which will take him possibly into the top 10 if he can keep going. He's 1.1 seconds up now, and he's at 1.2. He's getting faster. 1.3, and there you go. He's had a bit of a catastrophe. Okay, we're just waiting for the server to switch over at the moment. As it stands, it's reluctant to play ball, so I'm just going to wait for the server to switch over, and then when they're on the grid, we'll go to the grid and we'll do the usual grid walk, and then we'll start the race. So just waiting for it to tick over. I did try the intro a little bit earlier, just see if it would work, and so we're just going to go onto the grid now. I'm just getting myself set up for the grid walk, as we said. Just let me get all this set up. And there we go. Into Vlars's car. Okay, so here we go with the grid walk. In pole position, we've got John Saunders. In second place, we've got Lars Eklund. In third place, we've got Dave Thompson in the gold bonneted one. We've got Terry Howard in the green 201. We've then got Chris Bourne in his usual purple 118. We've got the 701 of Derek Bird, his usual red. And we've got a couple of the blue and yellow supporting Ukraine of Richard Westin, the number 991. And Neil Bywater in the number 38. Good to see Neil on track. He got the timings wrong yesterday, unfortunately. We then got David Noble in the green, number 8. And we've got Billy Stewart in the 355 UK liveried car there. Number 54 is Göran Larsson in the Swedish colours. And we've got 515, which is Andrew Ambro. We've then got Jeremy Arabas in number 88. And the Emergency Services 999 is Becca Loram. PWS car 986 is David Gerrard and Steve Howells in 969. The number 55 is Aaron Shannon and Manuel Sousa in the number 30. The number 59 is Don Harvey and Andy Lees running it from the back. So let's get ourselves set up. Let's go to the helicam and concentrate on the start of the race. So what I'll do is I'll give you two views from the helicam from partway down the grid and also from I just want to switch off on that machine the timing tails. So just hold on a minute. There you go. Hopefully that will make sense and work. Doing what I was expecting, but doesn't really matter. It's just a helicam view at the moment. So we're going to see two lots of carnage potentially, and you can see there Dave Thompson was a bit late getting going. In fact, I'll switch that camera off for now. There we go, it's lights out. Well, lights have gone green. Let's see how we get through the first corner. This is always tricky, this, because it's not this corner that's the problem. It's the T2 that causes it. We've already seen a couple of cars there just bunching together. And this is the corner that can cause the chaos. That car's dived up, and that's Gerrard, I think, who's just gone into a bit of a tailspin there. He was very late, and we've got cars going everywhere there, so I don't know what's quite gone on there, whether someone's had a bit of a connection issue, but there's 3 cars off. Andy Lee's, Andrew Ambrose off, Goran Larsson's off, and Jeremy Arabas has gone off. So a couple of drivers not necessarily going to be too impressed with that as it stands. So yeah, let's see where that takes us, shall we say. Okay, let's jump to the front. In fact, no, I'm going to jump to Billy at the moment, because Billy's putting pressure on Mr. Noble as it stands. We saw Mr. Noble just take him at the qualification. It was just in front, or he's actually made a pass on him, I'm not too sure. I'm going to jump forward to Chris Bourne, because Chris Bourne's really going for it. He's putting pressure on Terry Howard already. Now Chris is quite interested because he's aware of the car and the car tyres, and he doesn't rush it. And in effect, what it means he ends up doing is he obviously ends up respecting the cars in front. Equally gives them a good run. So I'm just getting myself set up now. You can see there, Chris is putting a lot of pressure on him. There's also another battle further down, which is Aaron Shannon putting pressure on. So I'll just show you that. So you can see Aaron's putting pressure on Manuel Sousa. So Aaron in the white. And we've got a car off there. That was Don. Don's just over-rotated the rear end of the car. And that's put Don into the barrier. Our friend Barrier. I didn't think doing a replay at the beginning, Peter. I mean, it was you could see the car just come straight up the middle and wipe them all out. So I think it was pretty obvious that. And the chances are, if we'd gone into the replay, we'd have missed something else in the following corner. Chris has got a lot of pace. Look at the speed difference there. But I think it also means Derek's also going to be able to gain here as well. You can see there, Aaron's now still chasing down at Sousa. I think he will catch Sousa. But we'll see. We shall see how Aaron's doing. We'll go back to that battle in a minute. We'll stay concentrating on the current battle. Hi, Robert. Thank you, my friend. I'll learn with that and get better at it. It's something I've been playing with. Jeremy's been involved in contact. He's still going, so I presume it was just door touching. And Aaron did actually pass Sousa, as I thought he would. So you can see there, he's made the pass now. Sousa's a very respectful driver. If he knows someone's faster, he will let you go. See, Neil's just jumping up the inside here. There's going to be contact. That was close contact, and that's caused Gerrard to go round. Neil will wait, and we got another contact there. Billy's made contact with the rear end of that car, and we can see there Neil Bywater is waiting to let the other car past, and that just really puts you down. And you can see how many places have been lost there. So Gerrard's lost a few places. Neil's decided to take a shortcut. And there you go, they're up and running again, so Neil will go racing again now. So, good gentlemanly conduct there. And John Saunders is running away at the front at the moment. He's just, there's no one touching him. Chris Bourne is 2 seconds off Dave Thompson, who's in third, and Dave Thompson is nearly 3 seconds off Lars. So I think the front 4 have already settled down. Sousa's just gone off track, but he's back on track again as we speak. Andrew Ambro is putting pressure. I'm going to jump to Andrew Ambro. He's putting pressure on Jeremy. I think Jeremy's still recovering from that incident in T2 at the start lap. So obviously all them incidents are investigated, and anything that's classed as race ruining will be issued with a 10-place penalty. There's quite a few cars who lost out there, so I should imagine there's going to be a 10-place penalty slapped there somewhere at some point. Fastest lap with John Saunders with a 1:27.9 already, but Lars is keeping up with him at the moment. I'm going to switch to a couple of battles going on here. Obviously we've got a couple of cars here. Jeremy's catching Aaron, and we've got Andrew catching Jeremy, so we've got a threesome here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into the other window, and then I'm going to move to a David Gerrard battle here, so we can still see both battles going on. You can see there's the 3 cars battling out. You've got Jeremy in there, you've got Aaron in there, and you've got Ambro. Jeremy's the car in focus, which is the dark coloured one. And you can see that we've got Gerrard currently catching Billy Lightfoot, Stewart, and we'll see if he can catch him. So you can see Jeremy's just keeping away ahead of Andrew Ambrose. Andrew Ambrose has actually been fantastic recently. Hi, Nikos. Gaps in the towers, of course, mate. There's the race gaps. I always forget. There's too much going on at the beginning. I'm sure you'll forgive me, guys. So, yeah, 2 battles going on here now. We've got a 3-car battle, and Jeremy's looking really close now on Aaron. So I don't know if Jeremy's going to catch Aaron. So what we'll do is we'll jump to the bonnet of Jeremy so we can just see what it looks like from his perspective. And we'll see how close he does get to Aaron. You can see the Gerrard will jump to the... Tell you what, we'll jump to the cockpit of Mr. Gerrard. And you can see there he's got a nice clean exit. Manu, so did Stewart. And you can see Jeremy's going for it here. He's going to make it stick. And he's made it. No, he's not made it stick, but it's also allowed Ambro in as well. So Jeremy with a bit of a slide on there. Yeah, Ambro's looking tasty now. So let's go to the bonnet cam of Ambro. And you can see, yeah, Ambro looks like he's made the pass. Not quite. Oh, and Aaron's off. And that means they've both passed him. And Ambro has got Jeremy as well. Oh, good racing. Good racing. No contact. Wow. Brilliant racing. Brilliant racing. There was contact. It was a door-to-door bang. I think, yeah, Ambro's not giving in. Ambro's going to get the corner here, though. He's got the right angle into the corner. No, he hasn't. Jeremy's taken it. Oh, but Jeremy's over-rotated. And so has Aaron. Synchronised dancing. And that left Ambro to just go for it. We'll leave that battle and we'll stay with this battle. Gerard just got loose in that corner there and just lost a bit of time on Stewart. All kicking off towards the back. Neil Bywater here is now trying to catch Weston again where they had contact before in that corner. And in front of Weston is Jeremy, who obviously lost it on the corner. And Aaron's behind Andy Lees, who's behind these 2 cars. So you can just see the mirror at the top. Andy Lee's coming around the corner with Aaron behind him. Ooh, interesting battles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Derek Bird and I will go to Neil Bywater in the little window just so we can see what's going on there because there's 3 cars battling: Neil, Rickard, and Jeremy. We're now on board with Derek Bird in the main window, and you can see he's trying to pass Howard. Is he going to make it? It's all about the angle of entry, this corner. Get the angle of entry too severe, you lose time. Get it too late and you lose time. You've got to absolutely get it nailed. As you can see there, though, he's going for the pass. We've still got a battle going on with the other 3 cars, where Neil Bywater's trying to pass Weston and Weston's trying to pass Arabas. But yeah, it's all going on at the moment. Quite a few different options. Very ambitious line, Nikos. Yeah, so a couple of battles going on now, starting to just show themselves a little bit. You're starting to see who the, you know, who's going to look consistent. Now, Lars has got the fastest lap with a 1:27.8, so he's currently running a little bit. He's running quick, but actually Saunders has just is going faster again, and there you go. He's just done a 1:27.5. So anything you can do, I can do better. Yeah, it looks like. I mean, this is a hard track to pass on. But it looks like, yeah, people are really struggling. Bywater's still struggling to pass Weston there, and you know, Weston's struggling to catch Jeremy. So it's all, you know, there's a couple of different little battles going on here at this moment in time. That's a bit wide there for Mr. Howard. That'll, I don't know if that'll be a track limits warning, but it'll certainly be a track limits. Yeah, he's turning in very, very sharp there, Terry. Got a much better drive. Is Derek going to get a good run? And you can see now Neil Bywater nearly managed to pass Rickard there. But those guys are having a cracking ding-dong. Very, very close to each other. Let's go back to the helicam just so we can see what's going on there. And we'll get to see exactly how the battles are going on. And Derek's past Terry. So I think we'll see Derek scoot away now. He managed to get him into the corner quite easily. And Derek's binned it. And there you go. He's into the barrier. So he's now going to have a Flappy Bonnet again. So let's just see if his bonnet's flapping. Go to the bonnet and have a look. And there you go. Flappy bonnet syndrome. That's Derek's now going to be struggling there. And you can see, looks like... I don't know if he's got problems with steering there, but it looked like he was keeping it to the right a little bit, like he was fighting with it going left. Now he looks alright there. I think he's just got away with that one. So, Neil Bywater. I can switch that one off now. And Weston's off! Ooh, big off from Rickard there. Let's have a quick replay of Rickard. Just gets too much power on and nearly clobbers at Neil Bywater for the into the bargain as well, but managed to survive that. So I'm going to jump forward to Mr. Gerrard. And Don Harvey's now catching Andy Lee. So what I'll do is I'll go to Don Harvey and I'll put that one on. So Don Harvey's catching Andy Lee's and Aaron Shannon is trying to catch the pair of them. So another three-way battle going on there, and we're out currently riding on board with David Gerrard, and we'll go to the cockpit view. And as you can see, he's still trying to catch Billy. Billy's really made some improvements in this last season compared to previous season. I think he said, you know, the number of penalties he got last season, I think he had the most. I mean, if you get penalties, they're obviously deserved. But his driving this season has been exemplary. I think he's actually started to win races as well. So, and there's been contact between Don Harvey and Andy Lees. So let's see. I don't know if that looks like it might be a bit of a problem. So let's just go back to this one. So Don Harvey here is behind Andy Lees. I'm a bit interested. He's gone up the inside. That looks further. He just brakes. Oh, he brakes and taps the back end. And then that, oh, there's almost contact behind as well. So a bit unfortunate that there. I mean, it did look like he had the line, but that contact implied otherwise. I don't know, it's just Andy turning in or Don was a bit late under braking there, but it just caused a bit of an issue, as you can imagine there. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a problem for someone there. Manuel's gone to the pits. We're on board with Jeremy now. There's no battles on track at all. David Gerrard did pass Billy, so we did manage to get that, and he's now hunting down Mr. Noble. So let's see what happens here. Rickard Weston's putting pressure on Aaron Shannon, so let's go and look at this one so we can see two battles going on again. Peter, do you know what that is? That's if a tree falls in the forest, do you hear it fall? That comment you've just made reminds me of that. Maybe if we do not watch the stream, nobody will fall off track, bin it all into someone else. Yeah, yeah. If I'm not in the forest and the tree falls over, did it actually fall over? And did it make a noise when it fell? Gerard here is half a second quicker than David Noble on that lap alone. So David is really flying now. Hi, Hugh. Yeah, we've only got another week to go, Hugh. Hi, Melvin. So two battles going on at the moment. We've got Mr. Gerrard, who's caught Noble up after just passing Billy. And we've got Weston is chasing down Shannon, as you can see there. So we'll go to the bonnet cam of Weston. So the 991 car is Rickard Weston. He went off before into the barrier and he's chasing Aaron Shannon. So two battles on track at the moment. These are the only two battles I can keep track of. There's no one else really in battles. And Aaron's gone wide and he's binned it. So Aaron's off track again. So you can see there he's parked it up. So let's go keep onto the main stream. David Noble's realised now, so he's got his foot down. So and he's just gone off. Oh, and the gift to David Gerrard was not taken. He also decided to go off. And that's allowed Billy, Terry, and I think that was, Billy, Steve Howells and Becca all to pass. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Don't know about commentator's curse. One car falls off. It's like, I don't know, domino effect. And he's still off, look. Oh, his tyres are... I mean, we've got pit stops in here, but his tyres are going to be absolutely shot. looking at that. So, yeah, interesting. Oh yeah, it's got 20 minutes to go before he can pit as well, so his tyres are going to be absolutely screaming. Hugh, is there a car? Saunders is slowing. I was quicker than him in the Ginetta yesterday, so you take you can take small whatever you can away from that. But yeah, yeah, Saunders is fast in anything, as is Chris Bourne, to be fair. Chris Bourne walked away in the Ginetta yesterday. So yeah, I think Gerard's got problems here with his car now after hitting that. And I think we're going to see Neil, that even though Neil Bywater's 10 seconds behind, I'm going to watch this gap because I feel this gap is going to drop significantly. As I think either David Gerrard's tyres have gone, but he must have received damage to the car. He must have received damage. Let's jump on board David Gerrard and go to his bonnet cam and see if he's got a bumpy bonnet. No, his bonnet's fine, to be fair. Let's look at his cockpit. Is his steering wheel straight? His steering wheel's straight. You know what? He might have got away with that. But Bywater's eating into his time now. He's slowly eating into his time. I'm going to jump forward to Chris Bourne because Chris Bourne is putting pressure on David Thompson. So David Thompson is about a second ahead of here at this point. There are speed limits, Peter. They're bloody brutal as well. I was in Scotland last week, and some of the speed limits are 20 mile an hour. I mean, I'm a big guy, but I could probably run quicker than that. But I'm more likely to run into someone and knock them over than my car. Ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, we don't make the rules. We just got to abide by them, unfortunately. And in Scotland, the police are a nightmare. They hide. Called sheriffs up in Scotland, and they hide. And you know what? They love to do an Englishman. They really, really do take the pleasure of penalising the English, shall we say? And there you go. Mr. Thompson's binned it, and that's allowed Chris Bourne to go. Now, has Thompson damaged his bonnet? No, he's not got a flappy bonnet, so he can go again. But that's allowing Terry to gain at a rate of knots. But Terry's got back markers between him and Dave. I think Dave will get back up to speed again at this point. Yeah, there's really no battles going on at the moment. Steve Howells was the closest, but he's just gone off track. Trying to catch Noble, he's just lost 2 seconds. And I say we've still got the excitement of pit stops. That's it, Melvin. Don't speed it, you're fine. Ask me how many penalty points I've had on my licence for speeding. 0. It's a bad do. Neil Bywater just took 2 seconds out of David Gerrard. So yeah, this is why I thought it was going to go. Let's just do a bit of a lap comparison of these two drivers and just see how they're doing in relation to the splits. So we've got Neil Bywater there, and we've got David Gerrard. So look at the lap times here. So we'll keep this on screen for a little minute while we do some lap comparisons on lap times. So Neil Bywater's last lap was a 1:28.9. David Gerrard's in front of him was a 1 second out, and Bywater's binned it. He's over-rotated the car, which means David Gerrard's now got a get out of jail free card. So Andrew Ambro is putting pressure on Steve Howells, and let's see how this battle commences. Robert the Widowmaker race is fun to watch. It is, yeah. And Ambro's having a cracking race here. I mean, Howells we know is quick. Keeping the car on track, he is indeed. Nice angles in there. They were, Hugh, you're right, the Ginetta was close. I think car setup makes a big difference with these cars. We just had a car going off wide in front there, and that was a back marker. And I think you're right there, Hugh. With the Ginetta, you can do very little to it. You know, there's no aero to play with, so to speak. So consequently, you're left with very little to gain. So a lot of it is down to pure driving skill. And obviously your equipment you've got then comes into play. If you're using substandard equipment, you know, where you're using, say, a G29 and someone's using a direct drive, and you're using basic T3PA pedals and someone's using load cell well, you're going to get a hiding purely because of that. You know, if the person with that equipment can use it. Yeah, Becker's been doing well, Nikos, to be honest, in a couple of races. He's made a couple of poor starts sometimes as well, where he's made contact. But he's one of the drivers who seems to be doing really well in general. And he's catching Billy up slowly. I'm keeping an eye on it. He's not there yet. This is the closest battle on track. Now, I went the aggressive setup and tweaked it. And Derek Bird will tell you, just while I was sat on the grid, I actually said, oh, I've got to make another tweak. And that another tweak was massive. It made a big difference to me on the track. So I'm glad I made it in the end. But it's a great little car, that Giannetti. You can fling it around the corners. Just when not when the tyres are cold. Like driving on ice when the tyres are cold. Ambro's looking really quick here. Really, really quick. Just a view from the back of Steve's car here. The pits will open in, I think it's 3 minutes time. The pit stops will open. And then all hell will break loose. Just a quick mention to our sponsors, PWS, preciouswashers.co.uk. We've also got Syndeo, syndeo.world, and we've got Aqua Green. And a big thank you and shout out to all those who donate to eSeniors. Without you guys, without our sponsors, it'd be very difficult to us to carry on providing this service. Obviously, there's donations in there, but we're not. It's a service that is provided for and paid for. So hopefully everybody enjoys it. As you know, we moved to a different server. If you've not been on the stats yet on the server, please go there. They're absolutely stunning. What you do is you go to the link that's been provided on the website, and then there's a results tab. Click on the results tab, and when you go into the results tab, and what I'll pass there by Ambro, I think Howell's new was beaten. Actually, he's letting go there, so I don't know if Howell's is going to go back for it. And when you go into the results tab, pick your race. Then there's a button at the top right that says Open in Sim Results. Open it in Sim Results, and then under the race itself there's a drop down button, and in there you can open up all these stats. They're absolutely fantastic. Some really good stuff in there. And as I said there, the pit window is now open. Hello, Dimitri. And you can see now David Gerrard, after his off, has caught Howell's up. Don Harvey's off track, going very slow. Back to David Gerrard. And Rickard Weston is now gaining. So I'm just going to put Rickard Weston's now gaining on Neil Bywater again. So this battle commences, but now it's role reversal. So before, we saw Neil Bywater in front of Rickard. Sorry, behind Rickard. And now we've got Rickard behind Neil Bywater. We've seen Neil Bywater go off. We've seen Rickard go off. They're both pushing the car to the limits as it stands. Let's see where this one takes us. I'll go to the TV view of that one for you so you can see. You can see that Gerard's easily past Steve Howell's. I think Howell's tyres might be starting to go off a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll go to the full screen one now of the battle with Neil Bywater, Rickard and Jeremy. So I'm homing in on Rickard here, and we'll do the view for... Oh, and Neil Bywater sideways at the back there. But this time he managed to keep it. He didn't want to go and visit back my friend Barry. Good old Barry R, if anybody's ever met him. Cheers, Dimitri. Yeah, I've tried to up my game a little bit. So I've got a gaming laptop. Well, not a gaming laptop. It's quite old now. It's got an NVIDIA 1050 in it. So I can't race on it, but it's all right for using pit lane. You know, the broadcasting. So what I did this morning was I created a new Steam account and got myself another copy of Assetto Corsa. And what I'm doing is I've got that controlling on my laptop with race control, so I can control which car I'm looking at. And then I've obviously got my own PC with ACC TV on it, but I've got a capture card in my PC. So I've now got my laptop plugged into my capture card, and it allows me to, as you can see, show more than one thing at any point in time. So yeah, it's quite valuable actually, and allows me to obviously split something up. Yes, Nikos, as you heard, I have two ACCs installed on two separate PCs, both legitimate licenses. But as you can get ACC for $9.99, That's in UK pounds. I thought it's a no-brainer. It allows me to run a game on the on the streaming. I know some of the bigger companies do it, and consequently, you know, they've got the equipment, they've got the money to do it. This is something I've done myself, but I can't really go overboard and justify buying another full-price game for something I'm never actually going to play. So consequently, I put my hand in my pocket for that good old $9.99. Bargain, absolute bargain. But yeah, it just allows me to do picture-in-picture, and I control two things at once, really. So we've got a couple of drivers now who've done the pit stop, so I registered as doing the pit stops, which is Howells, Harvey and Larson. And they'll probably have done them because the tyres have probably been going off, so you can still kneel by water, still putting pressure on here. Yeah, Hugh, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. It allows me to split up a little bit, so if there's multiple battles on track, I can try and share it. It's a learning curve for me, this. As I do it more and I get feedback, I'll change it a little bit. We need Dimitri. Oh, and Neil's going wide. Oh, does that mean let's just jump back to that? And Rickard's going to get up the inside. No, this time they don't make contact. But Rickard's made the inside. Oh, Neil. Oh, dearie me. Oh, he nearly took the back end of Gerrard. I think Neil might want to take that pit stop as he comes round the corner to the pits. Nikos, Humble Bundle. No, it wasn't the Humble Bundle. It was just ACC by itself. But you don't need all the DLC if you're broadcasting. You can Krista, but not at the same time. So you could do that if you both played at different times, but what you couldn't do is fire two copies up. It actually kicks one of them out. No, you can't do that, Hugh. That's actually not possible, unfortunately. Well, it is, but it'd actually be really delayed, and you wouldn't be able to see different points on the track at the same point in time, so that'd be really difficult to do. There's not much going on track at the moment. Howells has pitted, so he's now gaining on Andy Lees. Andy Lees is still to pit, so I think Steve Howells is definitely up for the gain here. Yeah, what I did, Chris, was I created a new Steam account. So on my laptop is just Steam with a brand new account, and it's just got ACC on it, and that is it. As I said, it's not most powerful, this, but the quality of the in-car, you know, the quality of the picture-in-picture isn't too bad. So what I'll do is I'll go to John Saunders and I'll put him in the picture-in-picture so you can see what's going on and see how he's driving. There you go. So we're on board with John Saunders. So you can see the picture quality is not too bad on my laptop, but I couldn't use it for racing. It's just not quick enough. So, yeah, but if anyone's got any feedback they want to share, anything I can do next, I will try, you know, my hardest to talk something out like that. It's difficult with timings, and there's Andy Lees jumping into the pits. He did have, look, I had a bit of bonnet damage, and Howells is now running forward. So you can see there's nowhere near Saunders at all. In fact, as I said, there's very few battles on track. Gerrard is putting pressure on Jeremy, but he's still got a gain. He's within a second. Oh, and Saunders is off. But he survived. He's not gone into the barrier. Now, is that his tyres, or is he pushing too hard? So that has allowed Lars to gain a bit of time on him there. Not much, but he's gained a bit of time. Yes, Dimitri, I've got a 4K, Avamedia 4K card. I shared a Gran Turismo 7 video on one of the links the other day, and that was captured in 4K. It looks absolutely stunning. It was a 2 gig download, and it was to show one of the short games. Oh, Gerrard, well held there, my friend. And it was to show the game how it felt. So if you want to see how good that works, feel free. The laptop has got a 1050 in it, Nikos, and it's not 720p. I think it's 1080 actually. Aaron's gone off track here. Derek Bird's running, and what I'll do is Dave Thompson's still running. So John Saunders has pitted. Dave Thompson's now in third. Lars is in first, and Chris Bourne is in second. But again, there's no battles on track. The pits are starting to spread cars out a little bit. Up to Gerrard. So Gerrard We saved it there. In fact, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to make this one Gerrard, because I'm going to go to the helicam on that one. All complicated. Because Billy here is putting pressure on Becker. And David Noble's coming round the corner at the top. So I think this is going to get tasty, but the pit's going to get in the way. You really like the second view. Oh, you're on about the little blue pop-up window, Krista. Yeah, I could. Yeah, there's all sorts I could probably do in there. Obviously, it's useful for videos. It allows yourselves to see multiple battles on track. It's 1050, so yeah, it's, I mean, in today's standard, the one my daughter's got a 3070 in it or something. It's an absolute monster. Or a 2070, 2080. So, yeah, I mean, it walks all over my laptop. But yeah, it works fine. It's never been stressed, never been pushed. I've got it sat on my main PC with a great big vent fan underneath it just to keep it cool, because it's absolutely screaming its head off at the moment. Yeah, it's screaming its head off. It's obviously pushing the processor to its limit there in the GPU. But it's working, and at the end of the day, you know, there's that battle now, so we can switch that one back off. Gerrard's definitely gaining. Billy's backed off a little bit now from Becker. I do expect at some point some of these guys are going to pit sooner rather than later, although if I remember rightly, Billy's quite a late pitter. I wonder if Billy's going for the it's the overcut, isn't it? Oh, Jeremy's gone wide, but he's managed to keep it, but it's allowed Gerrard to get a good run here now. He can get a good opportunity here if the other driver gives a bit of consent, because you can go up the inside there, but Gerrard's just not got the pace. He's going around the corner now. Now, one of these two going to pit, or are they both going for it? So John Saunders now, I'll go back to John Saunders, is going to have to start going through traffic. So let's see how he goes on. I mean, I say he's got to go through traffic, it's until they pit, really. So let's see how he goes on. You can see there's a car in front of him. I'm not too sure who that car is in front of him. It's Andrew Ambro. So that's quite a quick driver. He's catching up there, as you can see. And Gerrard's still struggling to make headway. Oh, we got a car spinning round at the back. And that was Aaron Shannon. He just lost it a little bit there. So let's just have a quick look at that. Yeah, he tried to drift it and got it unfortunately wrong and put him on the grass. So unlucky Aaron. Has he pitted? He hasn't pitted, so he could actually still get some new tyres there. So Chris Bourne's now pitted. Gerrard Weston is getting closer and closer to Jeremy. I think it's only a matter of time, this. Jeremy's surprisingly generous, shall we say. I wish he'd be a little bit more aggressive, but he's surprisingly generous, Jeremy. I think he knows when he's beaten, and he does yield quite easily. In some respects, just to not cause an incident. And mind you, he's good at cutting corners as well. Looking at that, he really nailed that corner. The pits are now starting to come into play a little bit. I don't know if anyone's gaining as such. Most people have now managed to get the pits sorted. Yeah, Billy's now pitted, so we're going to see. And there you go, Gerrard's pitted. So interesting now. I'm going to sit with Jeremy. I'm going to see if Gerrard comes out in front of Jeremy. Sorry, when Jeremy pits, to see if he's gained. And you can see from the other view as well, Saunders is now caught up with Ambro. That's racing for position. He doesn't have to yield. But this could cost Saunders. He had a 6-second lead. But it could actually cost Saunders and allow Lars to gain. Now, I don't think Lars has pitted yet. So this is helping Lars every 10th. He's behind Ambro. It's gaining Lars and is also helping Mr. Bourne. So let's see where this goes. Because he won't be as quick in the corners. And Saunders got a good run there. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got the run on him. So that's one down. And off he goes now to catch. Oh, Saunders! He's off. He's into the barrier and he's binned it. Now, Chris Bourne. Has he pitted? Let me go to Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne has pitted. So that means the net impact of all that is I think Saunders has gone to the pits. And that could be his race over. Wow. Yeah, and he's quit. He's decided to call it a day. He paid a visit to good old Barry. And, yeah, Barry R. beat him. Right, I was just reading the chat there. I don't tend to defend too hard myself. It's better to lose one place than lose your race. Hey, Juan, come on. It's a laptop I've had, mate, for a while. All I'm doing is spending £9.99 of English pounds just to buy another add-on for the game, just so we can see, you know, a bit more of what's going on. You know, I'm providing a service to everybody, so I want to make sure I'm doing a good service. I'm doing the group proud. So now, Bourne has caught up to Ambro. Sound familiar? I'm sure this happened before. Love you too, Juan. Take care, mate. Yeah, he did. I think he did the same. Hi, Merch. And Ambro's gone into the pits. And Lars has been off track. So what's going on here? It's all kicking off. Chris Bourne's going to end up leading because Lars is yet to pit. Chris Bourne is. He's a good few seconds behind, if it's fair to say. But Chris is running at the moment, and Dave Thompson's just coming out the pits. He's in 3rd place. So the podium is, and there goes Lars. So we wonder if Lars is behind Jeremy as well. So Gerrard has passed. No, Gerrard hasn't passed Jeremy yet. So let's see where Gerrard comes out. Gerrard's only just coming past the pits. So yeah, I'll come back to that in a minute. Chris Bourne. We want to see where he comes round and whether he gains on Lars. So what we'll do is I'll put that one on Lars and I'll put that in the screen so we can see Lars sat in the pits. So the little window is Lars. The big window is Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne is trying to attempt to get Lars. Now, is Lars moving yet? No, he's not. Andy Lees has moved over for Chris Bourne. He's still not moving the 969. Chris is coming round the corner. Chris is going to get him here. Chris is going to be in the leader. Now, the next question is, Dave Thompson's way behind. Is Dave Thompson going to get going? So Lars has just started to go. Now, where's Dave Thompson? So Dave Thompson is not going to make it, unfortunately. So Dave Thompson's going to stay in 3rd place. Looking at that. Saunders did pit. He didn't quit. My apologies. I thought he quit. He's just gone to the pits. And I presume he's waiting in the pits at that point in time. Yeah, so they're all up and running. There's only Sousa who's looking to make a pit stop, and I think he's actually retired into the pits there. So that car there was Don Harvey's car. And his car's like Gerrard Weston's gone off track. And let's just have a quick look at what happened there with Gerrard. So he's come down the corner. Has he just lost the back end? He's coming down the start-finish straight into the quick right-hander. Heavy on the brakes at first, then he ease off. And has he just lost the back, or is the front not stuck? That's unusual. Oh, he's just lost the back end. Oh, he's really had a good case of snapping there. And just after the pits, that's not what you want, and that's going to cost him places. And oh, he wants to be careful. Good, that was good driving. That he could have easily have gone pear-shaped. So Noble is now up into 7th place. So David's having a great race, and Becker, as Nikos said, is in 6th. Becker's having a great race, but I do think Noble is going to gain now, so I can switch off Lars at that point. Oof. Breather. Neil Bywater's gone off. Oh, what's he done there? He looks like he's proper binned it there. He's coming round, fine. Clean tidal lap on the grass, fine. He's on that. It's like a webbed bit there. He's got this corner sorted. This is the corner he's binned it on. Oh, he's hit the grass. Oh, that's awful. That grass there, you get your wheel on it. No, he wants to be careful. Oh, he's tried to spin it and hit the barrier. So yeah, is he going to get going? I can't see any other cars. Did he get going again? He did get going indeed. But there, he's put him down into 14th place now, so you can see he's going again. He's in 14th place though. So he is having a bit of a nightmare, isn't Neil? Billy is now joining the party. Billy's having a great race, you know. He's both Billy and Becca representing their groups proudly here amongst some really, really, you know, quick drivers from Group 1 actually, and Group 2. So good shout out to Becca there, and a good shout out to Billy. I said about Billy before how much I think he's improved this season, and he seems to be a much more robust driver this season than he was last season. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, but he did say, you know, he had the most penalties. He just seems to have learnt so much in the off-season, and he's come back stronger, fitter and faster, I think, it's fair to say. GPU prices are going to be on the decrease soon, Nikos. I mean, I was very fortunate when I got my 3080 Ti. Crikey, I got it for peanuts. Straight from Nvidia. It was one of them small batches they got. But yeah, I think they'll all start coming down in the next couple of months. Then as everyone buys them, they'll go up again. Stuart's looking really tasty here, isn't he? He's going for the wide approach. But you can take that corner a number of ways. The way Billy's took it there means you get the power on early going up the hill. And you can see now we've got a couple of cars joining this party. Becca. We've also got, I mean, that car behind is a back marker. That's Neil Bywater. So he's a lap down. And he's spun it again, is Neil. Jeremy's off. Neil's off. Aaron's off. Someone let all the tyres down. And the pit window's now closed as well. So, wow. All kicking off. All going off. Oof. My 3080 Ti, I got towards the end of last year, and I think it cost me £900 sterling, which isn't bad at all. So I'm not too sure what that is. So that was an absolute bargain, and you know, no one was excited when it turned up. And I went from a 2070, I think, to a 3080 Ti. Night and day. Absolute night and day. I mean, I run at Epic now, and I can run it at 4K no problem. Not 4K Epic, but I can run it on Epic. David Gerrard's gone to the pits. No, he's not. I think he went off and headed towards the pits. Let's have a quick replay at that and see if we can see what really did. He's come round the corner. He's already got his bonnets up. It come up and showed he was pitting on here, pitting. So I thought, oh, he's pitting. He's obviously not. He's obviously over-rotated the car. He's put the power down. There you go. And it's took him into the pits. He's obviously crossed the pit lane. And he was going into the pits backwards. That's very novel. He's not at the barrier, though. Birdie's to him. He hasn't at the barrier. And Neil Bywater is off track again. So, yeah, Neil Bywater is off track again. Billy is putting pressure on David Noble now. So again, David is under pressure from Billy. Becca's disappeared up front. I'm just trying to work out which car that is. Oh no, that's Becca. Becca's in front of them there. The timing screen's not showing it correctly. Yeah, so this battle's really starting to materialise now. I'm going to go back to the switch view because we've got another little battle going on towards the back, which is Goring, Larson on Andy Lees. So we'll keep an eye on that. You can see there Billy's really putting pressure on David Noble now, meaning David Noble's going to be getting the sweats on. No, it wasn't, Merch. It was when the prices were up. I was really fortunate. I got a notification. I think it was off Andy Skelton, actually, saying Scan had got a few in. And I went on Scan and got it. And it was there. So I was like, right. And it turned up. Don't think it was the next day, but the day after. Couldn't believe it. And then I got rid of my card. Hi, Petri. I sold my card to Rob Houpier. Got it all packed up. And once it got through customs, he's been over the moon with that. So obviously I got a bit of money back from that. And then he sold his graphics card and he got a bit of money back from that. So it felt like a win-win-win situation there. Me for getting the card, me for selling my card, and then Rob for selling his card. So yeah, it was all good stuff. Yeah, just took his time through customs. Steve Owls is off. Oh, that Porsche is looking very, very, very poorly now. Let's have a look at the bonnet of that. Yeah, that bonnet's definitely up now. So Aaron's also got a Flappy bonnet. This is coming into a race of Flappy bonnets now. Goran's still not managed to pass Andy Lees. As you can see there, he's not gaining anything Andy Lees at all. In fact, he's passed him. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. I've just seen it now. He's just passed him. My mistake. Yeah, so Billy's having a great race here. Just trying to keep up with these three cars. Becca's holding off at the beginning, at the front of David, and David's holding off Billy. Got 18 minutes to go. Anything really could happen. If Billy can take David Chew, Billy can take Becca. I think it's fair to say. I half think there's a degree of defending going on here because it's just allowing Becca to just step forward ever so slightly. And Neil Bywater's off again. He's really struggling there. He's got a chance to get off now. There's cars coming around, but they're right at the top of the bend. He's coming on in a bad place there. Dave Thompson coming down behind him and Andy Lees. Dave Thompson's gone up the inside. And Andy Lees is going to take him as well. So that's for position, that, Andy Lees. Andy Lees has took him. John Harvey's off. As is Aaron Shannon. Yeah, quite a few cars struggling. And now, tables have turned a little bit because David Noble's now putting pressure on Becca. Yeah, it's all... Oh, Jeremy and Rickard have passed each other. Rickard just has made a move on Jeremy. That seemed to be all of a sudden. I don't know if Jeremy went wide because it seemed to be quite quick. And Neil Bywater and Goran Larson are now fighting. So I'm going to go back to the Goran one. Because you can see there in front. There's a three-way battle going on in front. And Billy is still putting pressure on David Noble. I think Goran's managed to pass Bywater. That's because Bywater's off again. And Goran's now trying to track down Andy Lees. So we'll see if Goran can get Andy Lees. So let's go to the bonnet of Goran. I think he's already took Andy Lees once, hasn't he? He's much quicker into the corners. It's the power out the corners you want. And this is a tricky section to pass on as well. These three are still coming together. Chris Bourne's out in a league of his own. He's 15 seconds clear. Lars is 13 seconds clear of Dave Thompson. And Terry Howard's 5 seconds behind Dave Thompson. And Goran's gone off. As you can see, he's going slow. Back to this main battle. This is where all the fun's at the moment. There's just not else going on. So what I'll do on the other little screen, I'll do a rundown. So that's Chris Bourne, who's currently leading the race. As I said, he's 15 seconds clear of the second place runner, which is Lars. Well, Lars had quite a good race in qualifying. He was off track a few times, and he's 13 seconds clear of Dave Thompson. And as that stands, that's our podium. And as we know, Becca's gone off. So Becca's now struggling a little bit. And this left a battle to Noble and to Billy Stewart. Terry Howard is 5 seconds behind. Sorry, is 5 seconds behind Dave Thompson. You can see now David Noble's pulling away from Billy Stewart. Oh, he was not though. He's just drifted it a little bit there. He's lost a bit of time. Derek Bird is 20 seconds behind Terry Howard. And then this battle is 10 seconds behind Derek Bird. As you can see, Billy is right behind David Noble. Becca Loren, who went off, he's damaged his car significantly there. I think that's put a stave to it. It's, you know, put a damper on his race really. Andrew Ambro kept his nose clean, got on with it. He's currently running 7th. Sorry, 9th. David Gerrard, 1 or 2 troubles, but in general running really well. He's 5 seconds behind. Steve Owls, 40 seconds behind. Rickard Weston, who's had a couple of battles, been off a few times with Jeremy. And Jeremy is 11 seconds behind him. He's just getting on with it. Andy Lees is a lap down compared to these, so I think that's because of his pits and he's had a couple of incidents. And then all these drivers are beyond Andy Lees. So Neil Bywater is 7 seconds behind Andy Lees. We know Neil's been off a few times. He's really struggled with the car. And him and I think that's I'm not too sure who that is. That's I'm gonna work out who that is on that in the 2 cars there. I think that's Howells, isn't it? Steve Howells struggling there. Larson again, he's also got damage to his car. And Don Harvey has also got damage to his car. And Aaron Shannon, if I'm not mistaken, he's also got damage to his car. Although no, he's gone off and only hit the grass. He might be okay. And John Saunders, who's retired, along with Mr. Sousa. So that's where we're up to in the race, where drivers are. I said that earlier on. You're wheeling your pedals, and there's been an incident here. I completely missed that. Let me go back and have a good replay. I missed that because I was reading the chat. So Billy and David have come together, but I don't know whether it's Billy going into the back of David or David lost it and Billy hit him. I'm not too sure. There's no way Billy can hit him there. And it's Noble's gone off. Oh, that's a big impact. Big impact. And we've got back markers coming through the field now as well. Luckily, oh, are they getting through? And there's Becca. So Becca's jumped them both. And Ambro's off as well. So Ambro did gain. And look, he's off track now. He's struggled. His car's looking worse for wear. Oh, Chris Bourne not happy there. Until he's flashing his lights. That's could be an unsafe rejoin, that. I know it won't be logged as a penalty, but it could be an unsafe rejoin. Let's yeah, it's all kicked off. Don Harvey's he's disappeared. No, he's not. He's off track. Wow, eventful last few minutes, and we've got 11 minutes to go still, and we've got another car off track. That's Don deciding to do the scenic route. So Noble is now being chased by Gerrard. And Noble is now chasing Stewart. So Stewart's trying to gain on Becca. Now Becca's car looked pretty beat up. So if Stewart can get his head down, can he gain on Becca? Now I'm just looking at the lap times here. And Billy's gaining 2/10 quite regularly. Now where Becca's car will struggle if it's damaged is the top end. So at the end of the dip and the end of the straight is where Billy could make his moves and gain a bit of time. Whereas it stands at the moment, yeah, it's quite in limbo at the moment. I've got a feeling Billy's tyres have gone off as well, or that damage from that incident. I mean, his car's not looking damaged. It was an impact, and it looked quite a harsh impact. Yeah, he's 3/10 up on he's 4/10 up on Becca now. So I think he's just getting his thoughts back. Becker will be looking down his mirrors at some point, but he's only got 9 minutes to do it as Billy. David Noble's going for it. Is that because Billy's had a bad run? Or David Noble can now sense Gerrard sat behind him in the PWS, preciouswashes.co.uk. Syndeo.world and Aqua Green are our sponsors. Thanks very much, guys, for sponsoring us, supporting us at eSeniors. And thanks to everyone who donates, allowing us to carry on providing this service for free for yourselves. And Billy's off. No contact this time. And that's put a pay to Billy's race. And Gerard's going up the inside on Noble. Has he outbroke himself? He has indeed. But this battle's not going to be stopping. Dave Thompson's off track. And he's lost 3rd place. Terry Howard is now 3rd. So I'm not too sure what happened to Dave Thompson there. But he just seems to have got it completely wrong. And now we've got David Gerrard putting pressure on David Noble. The Battle of the Davids. And look at the date of David Gerrard's car there. And here comes the now back markers on Bourne. That's how quick Bourne has been. The lap times are 1:29s. Pole was 1:26. So they're 3 seconds off what they were doing in qualifying. Yeah, it is Petri, innit? It's really good data, that. Yeah, it's some fantastic data in there. If you're a geek and you like data, definitely visit it. Right, Neil Bywater's managed to pass Andy Lees. That wasn't unexpected, but Andy Lees is now off track. Running really slow. Not too sure if he's hit a barrier. It looks like there's marks on his car there. Chris Bourne's now charging up the field. So he's going to be trying to pass these 2 guys. I mean, we know David Gerrard and David Noble are both quick. But Chris Bourne has caught everyone up to 8th. I know it's a shorter track. But he's still caught everyone up to 8th. And he's still running. The guy's just... he's like a robot. I'm not too sure where he's actually took his foot off the gas here, because he's not going flat out at the moment. Yeah, on Terry Howard. Oh, he made a mistake, but he's managed to keep it. He could have gifted it back to Dave Thompson then. But no, he managed to just keep it. This battle's going to the end, isn't it? Going to the wire. Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, it's really the only battle on track. That's what Chris Bourne can see. Let's have a look at what he can see in front of him as we're watching the race. Pretty cool, being able to see 2 things at once. Only gives me another thing I've got to think about now, so I've got another timing screen on my screen to think about. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Don't forget though, like and subscribe. Concurrent viewers 15, only 11 likes. Come on guys, them numbers don't add up. I'm not good at maths, but 11 isn't 15. 4 of you aren't clicking that button. Looking at Chris's times, he's not eased off at all. But I will say these guys are going pretty quick. Noble's flying. And Dave Thompson's off. He's binned it. He's good gap though from Derek Bird, so I think he's going to get away with that one. I think Ambrose has gone off track as well. It's showing him as going slow. Oh, is that Gerrard off? There goes Gerrard, and his bonnet's got up even more. Oh dear, dear, dear. You could just see his back end starting to go round as he went round that corner. That's Gerrard out the battle. Ambrose now managed to pass Gerrard. And that Porsche is looking really sad now. I wonder if we're going to see him to the pits. Although it's probably not worth stopping. He's probably going to get 4 minutes worth of damage. Let's see if he goes into the pits. Yes, he's going into the pits. That'll be his race done. And that was the last of the battles, really. So, Chris Bourne. Let's go to... Where's Chris Bourne? There you go. I'll just sit on board with Chris Bourne for a bit. Yeah, Dave Thompson's 128. Very consistent driver, Dave. Oh, here you go. Hi, Niels. 125.2. We're talking Porsches here, not GT3s. A bit of a flicker there from Noble. That was my screen or the game. God, definitely flickered. I think Bourne. Yeah, Bourne's not pushing anymore. I think he's just keeping it simple, Bourne. He just wants to get through to the end without incident. 3 minutes to go, you can't blame him. Have we got any volunteers for driver of the day? Anybody? I mean, you could argue Becca and Billy, but they've both had mistakes. And there's been an incident. Let's have a look at what that's all about. So this is Howells and Goran. The Howells car's looking beaten up. Goran's gone down the inside. I think Goran's spun here. And Howells has hit him. Oh no, maybe not. So far so good. They're going into T2 then together. Oh. Well. That one's for the stewards, but from what I could see, that looked pretty clear cut to me. But what do I know, eh? Billy's off. Billy's now struggling. And if you don't, I mean, he's not going to plummet. Neil Bywater's off. Very precarious where he is there. Very precarious. He's got himself going again. He's come around that corner again and spun out. Noble is catching Becker. So Noble could claim Becker here. Yeah. Saunders binned it. Niels come off the into the last corner and binned it into the pits. Not literally into the pits, binned it into the pit wall. So Noble has got 2 laps. There's another yellow. Oh, Jeremy's off. Jeremy's off track now. And he's... Oh, I'll tell you what, that could have been an unsafe rejoin then. Crikey, Charlie. Especially in front of this lot. So they've all lapped him now. The Noble's got 2 laps to make a pass on Becker. Yeah, so we'll go with Chris Bourne, shall we? Driver of the day is 118. Chris Bourne, eSeniors, driver of the day. Noble's not giving up. Oh, and Goran's off track again. Goran's car's looking very unhealthy there. Oh, I thought Noble was going for it then. Oh, I thought as he tapped him there, that looked like a tap. It's not registering his contact, so I think he's got away with it. Yeah, he's done well, Becker, to be fair, amongst the group. But, you know, I think race perfection is definitely Chris Bourne. Lars has done well as well. I don't think either of them two have made a mistake, to be fair. Lars is gaining on Chris. These back markers are starting to cause a problem. You'll see Lars coming around the corner in a minute. There's Lars. Don't think they're going to catch. I think Chris realises he's got to go for it now. And these two are battling in front as well, just to make matters worse. Here comes the final lap. Noble's going to be well aware, and he's going to try and take... Oof. He's going up the inside. No, he's not. This is really holding up Chris. And Lars is there. Lars is in the picture. Has Noble made it? No, he's not. He's been pushed wide. Chris cannot pass either. There's been contact there. Chris is looking. Chris is going up the inside of Noble. He's done Noble. And he's now looking to do Becker. And as you can see there, Lars is only 1.8 seconds behind. Lars has gained masses of time here as a result of this. And Chris will be edging to get past because he knows that car's there. I do think Chris is going to get it, to be fair. It's too much robot-like. Oh, and there goes Lars. Now, if Lars can't get his car going, this could be a change for the podium. Let's see if he gets himself going or if his car's in a fit state. Oh, and that's it. Race is ended. Well, that happened very, very quickly. There you go. Chris Bourne, Lars Eklund and Terry Howard. Now, the game is showing as completed, but I'm not seeing anybody cross the finish line. So I'm a bit confused here. Oh yeah, Chris Bourne is now shown as finished the line, as is Lars. So yeah. Chris obviously went way ahead. That's it, everybody. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, before you go, click like and subscribe, and back for the next race when I'm ready to stream again. Take care all.